a paper after what my very distinguished uncle had stated. I only want to advert your mind to why we are here again. Today is 11th of June. Abiola's proclamation, therefore, is 90-year-old today. Don't take it as if it's part of the June 12th event. 19 years ago, MKO declared himself as the president of Nigeria here. We are now commemorating that. Second, we want to take home something which is an added value to the usual celebration of June 12th. Really, Nadeko has come here to charge you to take your destiny into your hands. Otherwise, the Buccaneers, the military surrogates, military confederates, military loyalists, military sympathizers, they will continue to undermine your collective destiny. So the first challenge today is that we should stop grumbling silently. Grumbling is an overt act. You don't agree with a matter, I disagree with another matter. Disagreeing amongst ourselves can never help us. If you are in disagreement, collect yourself together, win other people, demand for your right. That's the only way you can change the system. I can confess to you, please hold me accountable for what I'm saying. This system cannot be sustained. This current system cannot be sustained. So the charge is that you younger people, you need to take your destiny into your own hands so that you can live for today respectfully and live a better society for the oncoming generation. Let me ask you, those of us who God used to fight the battle to restore democracy in Nigeria, we thought that if we succeeded, life of the ordinary man will be better off. We thought that our infrastructure will be totally transformed. But what have we found? When Obasanjo got into office, Nigeria has been exporting at least averagely 2 million barrels of crude oil every day at an average $75. Multiply that sum. You see how huge the resources Nigeria is earning can be in a month. But where is the evidence of such on you people? Is there any evidence of the riches and wealth of Nigeria in your body? That is why, as you continue to make this noise and you are not acting it, they are happy. Those ignorant people, let them make their noise. They will continue to take government at the meetings. So the first charge to you today is that we need to do more than we are doing. Get yourself organized in your street. Get yourself organized in your ward. Get yourself organized in your local government. So much that what is wrong should be condemned. I don't want to repeat myself. In my earlier intervention, I told you, why the Nadeko struggle was in top tier. Occasionally when we got to the embassies, they will ask us, what is it that your government will do for Nigerians that will make Nigerians to react? Look, this is a country that exports what it does not have. We import what we have. What kind of society is that? You don't have democracy, you are exporting it to Liberia, Sierra Leone. You have crude oil, but you are importing it for your domestic usage. what makes it difficult for people like us is that if you don't know about what they call government of the modern day, the fact that many of you young people, there is no job. The last statistical analysis given to me sufficiently stated that over 80 million graduates in Nigeria are jobless. About 80 million graduates of Nigeria are jobless. These people in power will never help you. They have condemned you to servitude. So you will need to take your destiny to your hand by legitimately, constitutionally, organize yourself, mobilize yourself to demand for your right. I've used the analogy. When there's fuel shortage, instead of taking on the government of the day, we'll be quarreling among ourselves at the filling station. Sometimes we will kill yourself. No society will develop under that atmosphere. Second, in any given society where there will be development and progress, the middle level cadre, they are supposed to be the champion because they stand between the noble rich and the ordinary people in the grassroots. Unfortunately for us in Nigeria, the significant majority of those people who should serve that purposes, they are pleasure lovers, they are fun seekers. Pleasure lovers, fun seekers. What they are preoccupied with every day is this: how to marry the second wife or the third wife, how to buy another car, how to marry their mother, how to send their children to private costly schools or abroad, how to go and take care of themselves abroad. Those of us, the ordinary people, we bear the brunt of their wickedness. Will you like them to continue? I'm not hearing you. No. So the ball is in your court. What we have put packaged together here as the proclamation, if you look at it from page 37 to 41, certain things are clear. The so-called 1999 Constitution, which is a unitarist instrument with a hierarchical and over-centralized power structure, undoubtedly, in the tradition of the military, has been the basis of the union and of the governance of Nigeria, forcing on us a variant of democracy since 1999, in which the masses of an otherwise rich and bounteously endowed country wallow in abject poverty amidst the obscene opulence of the office holders. Yet, all of them live in a whirlwind of insecurity, with the result that the country now totters on the brink of a catastrophic implosion. I don't know how many of you experience this, but in my loneliness, I've seen young people in their suite, well dressed, coming to seek for arms. Free education is possible in this country. Free education is possible here if you block wastages. You know the part of the evil things they have done to us. The western region of old is now 8 states: Edo Delta, Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Lagos, Ondo, and Ekiti. Awolowo governed western region with 14 ministers, just 14 ministers, along with 14 parliamentary secretaries. In those 8 states now, how many commissioners are there? How many special advisors are there? How many personal assistants are there? And each one of them, you must provide comfort to. Vehicle, decent house, wardrobe allowances. He will have to drive. He has to be driven by a driver and everything. So much that we are spending over 82% of our income. We spend over 82% on running our political bureaucracy. that very development. Obasanjo was in government for 8 years. In spite of the huge resources he wasted, he did not commission one road. Even one road, he did not. A country of over 160 million people. You are trying to have 4,500 megahertz. Shame. Is it not shameful? So what we're asking you to do here is to try and organize yourself. Tell anyone who cares that the most important duty that President Jonathan can do is to consult with the ethnic nationalities for the purposes of convoking a sovereign national conference. I mean, creating a state of emergency in several parts of the country will not do the job. In my reaction, when he made that declaration out, some of you read it. He should be there to declare a state of emergency in the east, because movement for the sovereign state of Biafra, they have developed every day. They are increasing their growth. He should go and declare a state of emergency in Nasarawa, where militants killed over 46 policemen. Perhaps he would have to come to Yoruba land and declare it against Afenifere. Then go to South and declare it over the Bend.